My name's Marcus Daniel Rodriguez. I'm 20, and on December 22nd, 2024, I died on a basketball court in Phoenix, Arizona. I was just a regular guy, point guard for our high school varsity team, hustling weekends in my uncle's auto shop and gaming online with my crew. My mom, a nurse, worked double shifts. Dad drove trucks cross-country. We weren't rolling in money, but family kept us tight. I tag along to church with grandma sometimes, but my real focus was landing a basketball scholarship, not chasing spiritual answers. Life was good, fast, and mine. It was the championship game, fourth quarter, down by 3 with 2 minutes left. I stole the ball, sprinted down the court, heart pounding like a drum. Then a crushing pain hit my chest like someone dropped the sledgehammer on me. I crashed to the hardwood, gym lights spinning wildly above. My teammates yelled my name, their voices fading. Everything went dark, but not empty dark. It was like stepping from a dim room into blinding, warm sunlight. I wasn't in my body anymore. I felt no fear, just peace washing over me like a desert breeze. I looked down and saw chaos on the court. Paramedics worked on my body. My coach was in tears. Mom pushed through the crowd, her face pale. But I wasn't panicked. It was like floating in calm waters under an Arizona sunset. Then I heard footsteps behind me. I turned, and there he was, Jesus. I can't describe his face. It's like explaining the Grand Canyon sunrise to someone who's never seen color. I just knew it was him. His presence hit me like a wave, steady and overwhelming. When he looked at me, my whole life flashed through my mind. Every lie, every time I snapped at my little sister, every selfish thought. I should have felt ashamed, but his love wrapped around me like a warm blanket on a chilly Phoenix night. Marcus, he said, his voice like thunder mixed with Mom's softest lullabies. Walk with me. We moved, not walking, but gliding through clouds that shimmered with colors I can't name. I wanted to ask questions, but all I could do was follow, awestruck. Lord, I whispered, am I dead? He smiled, and that smile was joy itself, like the thrill of hitting a game-winning shot. Your body's struggling, but your spirit's alive, he said. I have something to show you, Marcus. Suddenly, we stood on a mountain, endless in every direction, the earth below spinning like a turquoise marble in the Pacific. It was breathtaking, like seeing the Grand Canyon for the first time. His voice turned serious. Time is short. My Father's plan is unfolding. Watch how it fits together. He waved his hand and windows opened in the air, like screens at a sports bar. In one, I saw a man with orange hair behind a podium, American flags waving. President Trump, I said. Jesus nodded. My Father placed him here for this moment. I saw Trump on calls, meeting generals, signing papers. Golden threads connected his actions to something bigger, like plays in a playbook I couldn't fully read. He doesn't know it, Jesus said, but every choice he makes is paving the way for the final battle. The scene shifted to the Middle East. Dark clouds over Iran, streets packed with people praying or shouting. Iran will act, Jesus said. It'll seem catastrophic, but it'll spark events leading to my return. I saw missiles launched towards Israel, my heart racing like before a big game. Jesus touched my shoulder, and calm hit me like a cool breeze. This will happen soon, he said, but don't fear. Every explosion, every prayer is the birth pain of my new world. Watch closely, Marcus.
Another window opened, showing a tall man with dark hair and a factory of rockets and cars. I didn't know him at first, but his name hit me. Elon Musk. Jesus smiled. He thinks he's chasing stars, but I'm using his gifts for what's coming. I saw rockets soar, electric cars zip down highways, satellites linking remote towns. Golden threads wove through it all, tying his work to God's plan. His technology will spread my gospel in the final days, Jesus said, his voice steady as a desert horizon. The windows merged into one massive vision, like a highlight reel of history. Trump's decisions pushed Iran to act, sparking a global shakeup. Elon's tech broadcast the gospel through the chaos, reaching people who'd never heard Jesus' name. The enemy thinks he's winning when chaos hits, but it's just the old world cracking for the new. Trump, Iran, Elon, they were notes in God's symphony, playing parts they didn't fully grasp. I stood there, jaw dropped, like I'd just seen the Suns win the NBA Finals. I saw Christians worldwide praying as conflicts flared, Muslims and Jews crying out for peace. Jesus was preparing to return, not as a baby, but a king claiming his throne. "When will this happen?" I asked, heart pounding like before a free throw. "Sooner than most think, later than the fearful believe," he said. "My Father's timing is perfect, Marcus." The visions faded, and we were back on the mountain, earth glowing below like a phoenix sunset. I felt overwhelmed, but electrified, like after a clutch shot. "Why me?" I asked, voice shaky. Jesus' eyes burned with love and urgency. "You're going back, Marcus, to tell what you've seen." My heart sank. "I don't want to go back, Lord. It's peaceful here." He touched my face, and I felt like a kid hugged by the best dad ever. "Your mission isn't done," he said. "Your mom needs you. Your sister needs you. The world needs your story." Tears welled up. "Who believe me? I'm just a kid from Phoenix." "I chose a boy to lead Israel from Egypt, a shepherd to slay a giant, fisherman to change the world," Jesus said. "Age doesn't matter, Marcus. Faith does." He looked at Earth, glowing like a desert starfield. "Some will laugh, some will doubt, some will get mad, but others will hear truth and prepare their hearts." His words hit like a perfect pass. I wanted to stay, but his eyes said the call was set, like a coach's final play before the buzzer. Then Jesus pulled a golden seed from a pocket of light and placed it in my hand. Electricity shot through me like the buzz of a packed gym. "What is it?" I asked. He said, "Hope. When chaos comes, when fear grips people, this will remind you I'm in control. Every tear will be wiped away, every wrong made right." The seed dissolved into my chest, settling near my heart, warm as an Arizona afternoon. I felt it anchor me, like a promise I'd never lose. "It's time," Jesus said, his smile brighter than a phoenix sunrise. "Will I see you again?" I asked, voice cracking. He said, "Sooner than you think." Suddenly, I was falling, gentle, like drifting on a lazy river. The light grew blinding, and then I gasped, startled. Pain seared my chest like a lightning bolt. Mom's screams hit my ears, her voice raw. A paramedic stared, shocked. "He's back," he whispered. I was alive, back on that court, with a story burning in my chest like that golden seed.
The first thing I felt was pain, like a fast break gone wrong. My mom's screams filled the gym, her hand crushing mine. The paramedic's face was pure shock, like he'd seen the Suns sweep the playoffs. "He's back," he said. 23 minutes, heart stopped. My mom sobbed. "Marcus, you were gone." My throat was sandpaper, but I was alive. The gym smelled of sweat and antiseptic, the crowd a blur. I'd been dead, seen Jesus, and now I was back in Phoenix, the desert heat creeping through the walls. Days blurred with hospital tests, doctors baffled. My heart was fine, brain undamaged, like I'd never flatlined. Reporters swarmed, hungry for a miracle story. I was a healthy 20-year-old, but I wasn't the same. That golden seed burned in my chest, a reminder of what I'd seen. Prayer used to feel like shouting into the void. Now it was like talking to a friend. The seed warmed when I prayed, like God was nodding back, saying, "I hear you, Marcus." It was real, like a buzzer beater sinking at the last second. I started noticing people differently, like I had new eyes. At the hospital, I could sense who was searching for God, who was hurting. A nurse with tired eyes, she was praying silently. A janitor humming a hymn, he needed hope. It was like Jesus gave me spiritual x-ray vision. I'd look at someone and feel their hearts ache, picking up a teammate's signal on the court. I didn't know how to explain it, but it made me want to talk, to share what I'd been shown. Nights brought dreams, vivid, like I was back on that mountain. I saw Trump in tense meetings, his decisions rippling like a stone in a pond. I saw Iran streets, anger and prayers mixing like a desert storm. Elon Musk worked late, his projects glowing with those golden threads. Each dream felt like a message, urging me to speak. I'd wake up, heart racing, the seed in my chest pulsing, like a coach yelling to get back in the game. I told my pastor first, spilling everything over coffee at a Phoenix diner. He listened, eyes steady, and sat quiet for a long time. "Marcus, I've heard a lot in 30 years, but your story's different. It's real." He called it a prophetic vision, not just a near-death trip. It was God's plan for the end times, unfolding like a playbook. Word spread. Church friends, then strangers, then seekers. Some scoffed, but others felt that seed's warmth in my words, like a spark catching fire. Speaking started small, youth groups in Phoenix, then community centers. Crowds grew from Mesa to Tucson. Not everyone bought it. Some called me a liar, a kid chasing clout. A few pastors said I shouldn't speak on big stuff. But for every doubter, someone else felt truth in my words. Like a teen girl said my story made her pray again. An old man said he wasn't scared to die anymore. The seed in my chest glowed hotter with every heart it touched, like a crowd roaring after a game winner. I don't have proof, no dates, no headlines. Jesus didn't hand me a news app from 2026. But I watch the news differently now. Trump's moves, Iran's tensions, Elon's projects, they're not just politics or tech. I see those golden threads, God's hand weaving it all. People listen not because I'm a prophet, but because something in my story rings true, like a song you've always known. The seed Jesus gave me is hope, and is growing, ready to bloom when the world needs it most.
Telling my story wasn't easy at first. I'd stand in front of a youth group, palms sweaty like before a free throw, trying to explain what I'd seen. Some kids stared, wide-eyed. Others smirked, thinking I was nuts. But when I spoke about Jesus' love, that golden seed in my chest would flare, and I'd see it in their eyes, hope sparking. It was like passing the ball for an assist. I was just the messenger. In Phoenix, words spread fast, like wildfire in the desert, drawing crowds hungry for truth. I started seeing God's hand everywhere. Watching CNN, I'd catch Trump signing a bill, and I'd remember those golden threads tying his choices to something bigger. News about Iran, protests, missiles, felt like echoes of my vision. Elon's latest Starlink launch or Tesla rollout, I saw them connecting the world for God's message. It wasn't about predicting dates. It was about seeing God's plan unfold, like watching a play you know will end with a win. The seed in my chest burned brighter every time I connected the dots. People's reactions varied like Arizona weather. At a Tucson church, a woman hugged me, tears streaming, saying my story brought her back to God. But at a community center, a guy shouted I was a fraud, just a kid hyped on TikTok fame. I got it. 20 years old, no theology degree, just a story. But the seed kept me steady, like a point guard running the offense. For every skeptic, someone else would whisper, I feel it too, and I knew Jesus was working through me. The dreams kept coming, sharp as a desert sunrise. I'd see Trump in the Oval Office, Iran's streets pulsing with unrest, Elon tinkering with tech that'd change everything. Each vision felt like a reminder. Tell them, Marcus. I spoke at bigger venues, Phoenix megachurches, even a rally in Scottsdale. Strangers mailed me letters saying my words gave them courage to pray again. A kid from Flagstaff said he stopped fearing the news. Every story made the seed glow, like he was feeding off shared hope. I learned to lean into the doubters. At a Mesa event, a pastor challenged me, "Where is your proof?" I said, "It's not about proof, it's about truth." I told him how Jesus' love felt, how the seed burned when I prayed. He softened, nodded, and later prayed with me. It wasn't about winning arguments. It was about planting seeds like the one in me. I wasn't changing the world. I was just passing the ball, letting God sink the shot. And he was, one heart at a time. The hardest part was the pushback. Online, trolls called me a doomsday kid, or worse. Some churches banned me, saying I was stirring fear. But I wasn't preaching doom. I was preaching hope. Jesus showed me chaos, sure, but also his victory. The world shaking wasn't God losing. It was him building something new. I'd tell crowds, don't fear the storm. Jesus is the anchor. The seed pulsed when I said it, like a crowd's roar after a clutch three-pointer, urging me to keep going. By spring 2025, my story was spreading beyond Arizona. Podcasts invited me, YouTube channels wanted interviews. I didn't chase fame, just shared what I saw. People wrote from California, Texas, even New York, saying my words helped them see God in the chaos. A mom said her son prayed for the first time in years. An old vet said he wasn't scared of death anymore. The seed in my chest felt like it was blooming, tying me to every heart it touched, like a team united for the championship.
Descrição do personagem. Nome: Marcos Daniel Rodrigues. Gênero: masculino. Idade: 20 anos. Timbre de voz: um jovem adulto com uma voz energética e confiante, típica de um jogador de basquete de ensino médio com um toque de sotaque do Arizona, leve e descontraído, com um ritmo dinâmico. A voz reflete sua juventude, paixão por esportes e uma mistura de determinação e vulnerabilidade ao narrar sua experiência espiritual. The more I shared the clearer it got. This wasn't about prophecies or politics. It was about hope. Jesus didn't show me visions to make me a fortune teller. He showed me to wake people up. The world's messy. Cable news screams about Iran, Trump, or Elon's next big thing, but I see those golden threads now. Every headline, every tweet, every rocket launch is part of God's plan, like plays in a game headed for victory. I tell crowds, don't stress the score, trust the coach. The seed in my chest glows when they nod. I've spoken everywhere, Phoenix rec centers, Albuquerque churches, even a Denver youth camp. Each time, I feel Jesus guiding me, like a point guard reading the defense. I talk about his love first, how it wrapped me like a warm Arizona night. Then, the visions. Trump's moves, Iran's chaos, Elon's tech, all pieces in God's puzzle. People lean in, not for predictions, but for the promise. Jesus is coming back. Not as a baby, but a king. The seed burns hottest when I say that, like it's cheer me on. Pushback still stings. Online, folks call me a TikTok prophet or a liar chasing views. At a Flagstaff church, a man said kids shouldn't preach in times. I get it. I'm 20, no credentials. But Jesus chose kids before. Moses, David, those fishermen. I tell skeptics, don't believe me, ask God. Some walk away, but others stay. eyes shining like they feel the seed's warmth too. That's enough. I'm not here to win debates, just to pass the ball to hearts ready to receive. The dreams haven't stopped. Every night, I see flashes. Trump signing papers, Iran streets boiling, Elon satellites lighting up skies. They're not random. They're reminders to keep talking. I spoke at a Phoenix rally, 500 people strong. A team said my story made her pray again. A dad said he found peace amid job loss. Each story feels like a point scored for God's team. The seed pulses like a crowd chanting after a dunk, telling me to keep going, to keep sharing the hope Jesus planted in me. I've learned it to live with the weight. Telling this story isn't easy. It's like running a full cart press all day. Some days I want to quit, to go back to gaming and hoops. But then I meet Maria, a Tucson mom who said my words helped her forgive her ex. Or Jake, a kid who stopped cutting after hearing me. The seed flares, and I know why I'm back, to shine light in dark places, to remind people Jesus is the playmaker, not the world's chaos. Watching the news feels like watching my visions unfold. Trump's policies, Iran's moves, Elon's projects, they're not just headlines, they're threads in God's tapestry. I don't claim to know when or how it all ends, but I know the ending. Jesus wins. I tell crowds, don't fear the noise, listen for his voice. The seed glows when I say it, like a desert star breaking through clouds. People write me, saying they see it too, God's hand in the mess, weaving something beautiful. By summer 2025, my stories reached thousands. Letters pile up from coast to coast, people finding faith, losing fear, praying again. A Seattle pastor said his church doubled in size. A Miami teen said she felt God for the first time. The seed in my chest feels alive, like it's growing with every changed heart. I'm not special, just a kid from Phoenix with a story. But Jesus chose me, and that golden seed keeps me going, like a buzzer beater that never misses, lighting the way for others.
I know what you're thinking. Where's the proof? I don't have a calendar marked with Jesus returns or a news clip from the future. What I have is that golden seed burning brighter every day. When I see Trump on TV, Iran in the headlines, or Elon's rockets launching, I see God's plan moving, like a perfect fast break. My story is not about nailing predictions. It's about pointing to Jesus. People listen because it feels true, like a song stuck in your head. The seed pulses, urging me to keep sharing, keep hoping. The world's getting louder. Wars, rumors, fear. It's easy to think God's lost control, but I've seen the end game. Jesus showed me the chaos is just the old world breaking, like a court being cleared for a new game. Trump, Iran, Elon, they're players in God's symphony, whether they know it or not. Every choice, every missile, every satellite is a note in his score. I tell crowds, don't fear the noise, Jesus is the melody. The seed glows like a crowd's roar at a tip-off, carrying me forward. I've spoken to thousands now, from Phoenix to Philly. Some laugh, some rage, but others feel it, that warmth, that hope. A Chicago mom wrote that her daughter prayed after years of silence. A Texas vet said he's ready to meet Jesus. Each story makes the seed bloom like a desert flower after rain. I'm not here to be famous. I'm here to pass the ball. Jesus gave me this story to wake people up, to prep them for the King's return, not as a servant, but a conqueror. The dreams keep me grounded. I see Trump's decisions, Iran's moves, Elon's tech, all tied by those golden threads. They're not the story, they're the setup. Jesus is the star, coming back to right every wrong, dry every tear. I tell people, you don't need a vision to know him, just an open heart. The seed burns when I say it, like a phoenix sunrise in my chest. It's hope, not fear, that Jesus planted, and it's spreading, one changed life at a time. Sometimes I feel the weight, trolls, doubters, the pressure to prove it. But then I remember Jesus' eyes, his voice saying, "You're going back." I'm just Marcus, a kid from Arizona, but he chose me. The seed keeps me steady, like a point guard in crunch time. I tell crowds, chaos is coming, but Jesus is closer. They feel it too, that golden warmth. It's not about me, it's about him, weaving every mess into his masterpiece, like a perfect play in the final seconds. I don't know when it'll happen, tomorrow, next year, later, but I know the ending. Jesus returns and every knee bows. The world shaking isn't defeat, it's birth pangs for his kingdom. I tell people, hold tight to hope. He's got this. The seed flares like a crowd erupting at a game winner. If you feel that warmth, that's Jesus calling. You don't need to die to find him, just listen. He's knocking, ready to give you your own seed of hope for what's coming. The symphonies build into its crescendo. Trump, Iran, Elon, they're playing their parts. The world's noise will peak, but Jesus' voice will cut through. I'm just a messenger, a kid with a story and a seed that won't stop glowing. If you're hearing me, feeling that spark, don't wait. Open their heart. The time's short, but there's still time to join the winning team. When the final buzzer sounds, you'll want to be on Jesus' side, ready for the victory that's already written.